live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Yes.
Cowbunga, baby.
Fuck!
Hey, yo. We're here. So we're late because I just spent the last 20 minutes probably what was that? It's like a yelling strategy. What was that? You guys got a little frustrated with me, I think. What's up? What's going on?
Pep talk. It was like we were in like the football locker room, and now we're ready.
Yeah. So we're gonna get right into cold calls today, as usual. For those who are attending us, this is live cold calls sponsored by Sandler, Utah, and Phone Ready Leads. And this is all about real live cold calls, bringing education, entertainment, and fun, especially the elbow pause. Jake, when's the last time you got a haircut?
Dude, it's been a few weeks, but it looks fine. Can we get a Jake's haircut graphic? There we go.
I mean, a little bit. I mean, look, I got one just a little bit ago. Check this bad boy out.
Dude, you get a haircut every other day, though. Dude.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been a while, and honestly, I don't know if it's gonna improve or maybe hurt your performance today. But what we're gonna do is continue the compound conversations. Sandler's team is gonna be calling on activated leads. What are activated leads? Activated leads are leads that we know pick up the phone because they picked it up now 2 or more times. They heard a little bit about Sandler, and then they requested a little bit of information. So Dan and Jake are going to be following up on those leads and see what happens. For those that are tuning in and want to participate during the live session, if you stick around to the end, we do have a giveaway sponsored by Headset Advisors. So stick around, chat. If you comment, chat, you're active during the show, we will be able to provide a boomstick headset and also some copies of Outbound Sales No Fluff and Sales Development, which apparently are ranked. Hold on, I gotta get these. You guys see that? Oh no, it's out. These 2 books, top 40 books, two of the top 40 sales books of all time, according to Book Authority. Signed copies in the mail. Headset. We'll spin it to win it. Who's going first today? Jake or Dan on the active?
Well, you asked my subconscious that it was Jake, so
let's do it.
Jake, I'll go first every time.
Fantastic. And it is a end of quarter. There's 2 days left into Q1 2022. Let's see how busy people are, how they're thinking about sales. I think there's a great opportunity to think about sales, right? Curious how that might impact the conversations we're having today. And ultimately, Jake, if you can beat the pause. 8 seconds, you think you can beat it?
This is Randy Jones with Gitco Defense.
I know I will.
All right. No calls.
You can beat it is the real question.
I don't know. I don't think it's ever beatable. Someone had posted about a discovery call. Actually, it was Haley over at Closed Loop. She posted about a discovery call and how someone was using a pause about the reference to a competitor. And I asked the question, was this like a 2 or 3 second pause? Or was it like an elbow pause? 8 seconds, professional bull riding championships. I don't know. There's a difference, right? There's a difference.
Oh, yeah.
Dan, are we dialing or no?
Broke our system.
I'm sorry, guys. My excitement pre-show, I think, got you guys into extra stoicism.
Hello,
Hello?
Is this Joni?
Joni.
Hey, Joni, this is Jake Alba.
Hi. I have not been able to do your survey yet. I'm having a really hard week at work. Like 70 hours this week.
Oh, man.
So I will have to put it off to the weekend. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I completely get it. I guess would there be a good time next week for us to maybe connect and review that, like towards the end of the week, so you have some time to do that?
Yeah, let me look.
Okay.
Possibly Thursday, the 7th.
Okay. I have 10 a.m. as well as a 1:30 or a 4 p.m. Does one of those work for you?
Yeah, 10.
10 a.m. Okay.
Yep.
So just to let you know, kind of what to expect. Like once you fill out that survey and send it back to me, I'll review it and kind of take a look. If it doesn't seem like we're a good fit for you, are you going to be okay with me letting you know and we just cancel that meeting we've set up?
Yeah,
Okay.
totally. I mean, I'll work on that on this weekend. I'm so sorry. I just literally will be working from 7 a.m. today until I get home, let's see, 10 or 11 tonight. So
Yeah, I'll get out of your hair then. It sounds like a brutal day, and I'll give you a call probably on Tuesday just to remind you of our meeting next week, okay?
Yeah, perfect.
So Thursday
Thank
at 10
you
a.m.,
for being
okay?
patient.
And I'll send it via
Okay.
a Zoom invite, so we'll just meet via Zoom if that's okay.
Totally.
And then no decisions need to be made today or when we meet, but just to let you know kind of what those next steps are. If it looks like it is a good fit, then the next step in the process would be to do a little x-ray to kind of do an assessment of you or your team. And generally that is $300. But like I said, no pressure or decisions today. I just wanted to make you aware of what the next step was in case you didn't want to move forward, okay?
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you.
Hey, thanks. We'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
So I know I just kind of,
Yes! That's awesome!
I just had kind of a rough conversation with you guys about what's going on, but
Oh, shucks.
what's going on? All of a sudden you're happy?
No, I did terrible. Let's queue up the next call.
You got like 44 of those. How easy was that?
So our brains couldn't process what happened. Most of the time when you cold call someone, they don't say, sorry, I didn't do your survey. I'm so sorry. Forgive me.
That threw me for a little bit of a loop, but stumbled and caught my feet and caught the set.
Do you guys see the difference though? Because the like when we're doing the activated leads right now, the email's going from Jake. So there was obviously engagement and it's coming from Jake. So when Dan, you call, there's no connection yet. You weren't quite seeing that. And then you weren't moving into reestablishing the pattern of like, no, this is me and this is my company. She triggered on Jake because Jake, it was in the irrelevance. But for you, Dan, there's not going to be relevance. So let's see what happens when Dan calls. When it's not Jake as a name, and then he's going to have to get through past Dan to Sandler, and maybe there's that same, aha moment. You have an advantage in this activated lead, Jake, because you're the one that's actually getting the email out after the call. She probably doesn't even know the name of the rep that called in the first place, but she did obviously recognize you, and that's moving forward. What I'll be really curious as we keep following up, guys, is like what's happening in these meetings. Are they different than from a super cold call right? Cold call to meeting with intent versus activated lead meeting intent. I would love to see what you guys' thoughts are as we keep going down the funnel. But Dan, let's see what happens now when you make the call.
Good. And I just want to highlight, I've never seen Jake shaken before. Jake was shaken.
Yeah, it startled me. I was like, is she in this room with me? I didn't know what to do. These are new leads.
Welcome to the future.
It's like walking on the moon for the first time, you know?
You're here now. You're safe.
One small step for mankind.
Guys, sometimes I don't want to apologize, and I really don't want to apologize, but I kind of want to apologize because it took that one connect to get you guys back into shape. I feel like I shook the hell out of you with my frustration talk.
What happens when you yell at people, right?
Yeah. When we were nearly in tears before we had to postpone the start time, we get it, dude.
I wasn't yelling. Is someone on the phone? I wasn't yelling. I get passionate, not upset. I'm just disappointed.
It's like when your parents say that to you, dude. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Dennis may help you.
Hey, Dennis. Dan Bigelow.
Dan Bigelow.
Dan Bigelow, Sandler Training.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
You sent me some information.
Yep, my rep. I think you spoke to my rep. He reached out to you and he sent you a survey. Did I catch you at a bad time?
I haven't even looked at it. I told him I really wasn't interested.
And
But
he
he
just
could send
wouldn't
information.
listen, right? You had to try to get on the phone and
Well,
just wouldn't listen.
You know, maybe he just had to put a slash down that he had a contact.
Well, I'll be sure to.
He wanted to schedule a time for next week. I'm leaving Tuesday for 15 days.
Okay.
So I'm really pressed to get stuff done to get out of here. But our as I told him, our biggest challenge right now is we have so much work we can't handle it.
Okay.
And so we're just trying to look at processes and stuff with our people to try to address the work we have.
Okay. And that's why I reached out. So Dennis, I'm the CEO, and when I saw that my rep reached out, I thought, I should probably call this guy. And the purpose of the call, Dennis, is I do a lot of work with other CEOs, very similar companies as yours. They're having a lot of success. In fact, some are having too much success. And it sounds like, you guys are having too much work. It's kind of hard to handle it all. But is it hard to handle it all because you don't have enough players on your team, or you're not finding enough, places to put these candidates for your staffing company?
No, it's the clients needing help that we're just really overrun with.
Okay.
Finding the resources to meet those needs is part of the problem, but we can't hire more people to throw at the work.
Sure.
Our first thing is we have to get a little more efficient with the way we're doing things, and then look at hiring people.
Okay.
Some additional people.
And we feel the same way. It's like, hey, throwing bodies at something is not going to fix it, but building a repeatable, predictable process is. When you say get a little more efficient at things, I guess maybe just curious, what's an example of something that maybe should be a little more efficient?
I guess I kind of call it fail fast.
Okay.
You call people and you don't string it out. If they're not a fit, they're not a fit. You don't try to make them a fit. Just some things like that. Some processes that have worked in the past. Our half of our staff has less than a year and a half experience with us, and so it's just teaching them best practices that we have found in the past and things like that.
Sure. And when you're kind of building them and you're working on their development, are they more struggling with the techniques of how to communicate and interact, or are they more struggling with the behaviors of the actions they need to be doing daily or weekly to be successful? I guess where are they kind of struggling?
Well, our biggest challenge is our product has a brain, and it doesn't always work like that. I mean, you can talk to the same two different people about the exact same thing, and you're going to have different challenges.
Okay.
Really, a lot of it is just time and experience.
Okay.
It's just learning what works and what doesn't work.
Makes total sense. Well, that's why I called Dennis. Dennis, can I make a suggestion?
Okay.
I know you got a lot going on and you're going to be traveling. What I'd suggest is you and I carve out 10, 15 minutes on the calendar. We share with you a little bit more what we've done with other companies similar to yours on how to get them more efficient and effective, especially with processes so they can scale. And, if we get a few minutes into the call and it doesn't look like anything's a resource, we can end the call early. Will you be okay if we risk maybe 10, 15 minutes and carved out some time on the calendar next week or the week after?
Well, to be honest, you don't know what staffing companies do unless you've done a lot of work for them. I mean, it's unique to our type of industry, but it's fine. I will be back in town April 16th.
April 16th.
You can reach out to me after that, and we can talk. I'm not very optimistic that you could help us.
Okay. Well, I got a simple way we could figure that out, Dennis, and I'll make you one promise. Worst case scenario, from our 10-minute call, you'll have some clarity to fix a couple things on your own that may impact the business thousands of dollars. And other case scenario is you decide you like us a little bit and you want to talk further. But here's what I suggest, Dennis. I got a simple survey, outlines different challenges on this topic. What I'd suggest is you take 5 minutes, fill out which of those concepts apply to you. And then when we talk for 10 minutes, we could see if there's any fit there. And if not, we'll shake hands, part friends. But if there is, you can determine if it makes sense to talk further. Would you be okay taking 5 minutes and filling up?
Let me look at, was it Jake Alba?
Yep. So that's where the survey came from.
Okay. I'm just looking to see what he sent me. So an overview and then a top priorities survey. It looks like there's a business development, communication, organizational excellence, leadership, business assessment. So maybe I might already have that.
It would be that organizational excellence one. So take a few minutes. If something doesn't apply, skip it. If it does, fill it out. After the 16th, what's a good day? We could carve out 10 minutes the week of the 18th.
Well, the 16th is a Tuesday, isn't it?
Maybe my calendar's broken. Mine's saying the 16th is a Saturday.
Okay, it is. So I'll be back in town on the 15th. So I guess I won't be back into work till the 18th.
Okay.
So, what's best is send me an email or something and say we had this conversation, because I get hundreds of spam and stuff.
Well, I won't let you down, Dennis. You're a friendly guy, and I know you've been friendly to some sales guys, and they wasted your time. But I'll make you a guarantee. You fill out this little survey, we can find some gaps that would contribute to thousands of dollars to the bottom line, even if you don't work with us. Let's plan on the 18th. Can I just pencil you down for 4:00?
Right now you can.
Okay,
Who knows
cool.
what's going to happen by that time?
Sweet. And if we need to move it, no big deal.
Okay.
Perfect. Well, I'll give you.
Go ahead and send me a calendar update or a calendar entry, and then we can just go from there.
Let's do it. And again, like I said, I think just that clarity from that survey will give you some insight of, hey, it does make sense to me. But we'll plan on the 18th, 4:00. I'll just send you a little Zoom link. We'll keep the meeting short, and then you can decide if we should keep talking.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Dennis.
Bye.
Yes! That's awesome!
Dude.
Ryan, you go first.
Are we going to talk?
Yes.
Did you say Hulk smash? Dude.
I need a new boomstick.
Did you break it?
I need a boomstick. My camera's going. What happened?
That's
Dude,
probably,
you rage too hard.
That's
and-
probably not the best way to celebrate. Oh,
He-
guess we
he's
better
gone.
keep going. This is getting awkward.
Okay, hold on. I want to. My boomstick's broken. I literally. I need to get a new one. Broke it. Boomstick's done. Look at that.
Just let the viewers know that you're sponsored
Let
by
it
those
rest in
guys. Hey, if
peace.
you're sponsored, you can break stuff. Who cares, right?
I gotta get a new boomstick. Hey, Merritt, I need a new boomstick. Anyway, I need to play. I want to play the call ahead of this because again, I just had a rant about this because I'm just so frustrated with trying to convince people that this is what's happening, right? People, these are not objections. They're not brush offs. Sometimes people are busy. And if you compound the conversation with a professional, and this was a prime example, I don't know what they said. He may or may not have said he wasn't interested or not, but sometimes things lie on the handoff. But the CEO calling that guy back, what just happened? I don't know, but maybe okay. And who knows what's going to happen? I really want to get the feedback on this, guys. Like, are they showing all that stuff and how does that compare? Because this is all live. There's no strings attached. We're showing this stuff off. But I want to play the recording from what the rep said. Okay. So people can hear what happened ahead of time. Right. Is that okay if I do that? And then we'll go to the next call.
You're the
Let me
boss.
make sure.
You never need our permission.
Is this playing through? No, it's
No.
not. Hold on. Let me see what happens here.
Hopefully it doesn't play through the boomstick.
Well, the boomstick, it was just doing that. The boomstick's done. Boomstick's done. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to get a new boomstick. So hold on. Let me fix this for a second.
Ryan,
This is,
if any of the viewers know any local IT companies, Ryan could probably use one to learn how to use his tech.
yeah, okay. All right, so audio's coming through. Does this play through? Can you guys hear that? Can you hear that?
No. Nope.
No.
So on your screen share in Restream. there's a
Oh, I
little
know
player.
what we have to do, right? We have to share the screen.
Yep.
Share. And then is there a share audio in this thing?
Down the bottom left-hand
There
corner, little
is.
audio. And
Where?
when you share your screen in the bottom left corner, it's like share audio.
Inside this?
Yeah, so click share screen again.
I just did. Hold on. I love how you have to show me how to do this inside this one, but the Chrome, that's on Zoom though, not on this one, right?
That's on this one.
Okay, how about we do this? Dan, will you share your screen? I'll show you how to do it because if you know how to do the audio, go into share your screen real quick. And I just want, because I want to digest what's happening, the compounding on this, because we should hear the script ahead of time and how the rep approached it, which led to your conversation, because it'll be really good to know. So if you share your screen, go to the call history and phone burner real quick.
I'm scared because I'm really not good at this.
Yeah, go there, go to call history. And then we just spoke to Dennis. And hopefully, so go to the details there, the PRL. Yep, go to details over on the right hand side. If you scroll over, details. Did you disposition that call yet? That very first line, March 30th. Yeah, disposition that call. Good. I'll go to the next one. But go back to the call history. It says details. It says DET something on that very first line. Now it says 5-2, all the way to the right. Calls, live answer. Yep. Details. Click that.
Do you see details on my screen, Jake?
Yeah.
Oh, it's right there. It's glitched out.
Right there.
The button's glitched out.
That's okay. Now go to Dennis. Click his name, because you just called Dennis. That's the one you just scheduled. So 5 dials, 2 connects, 2 meetings in whatever 10 minutes so far. By the way, not bad.
Baller.
Go to the call recordings. And then you'll see the one before. So that call happened 2 days ago. Play that. See if we can go through the audience.
Yeah,
So
can I
everyone,
help you?
Yeah, here we go.
Can you hear
Dennis,
us?
this is Steve Robinson. Actually, I put you my call here today. This is the first time I've tried to reach you. But if I could take a minute and share why I was calling? Okay, sure. Perfect. So the purpose of my call today was actually just to get a few minutes on my calendar to introduce my company. I was hoping sometime next Tuesday or Wednesday around the same time would work for you.
Townsend's framework.
No, I'll be out of town for start next Tuesday for 15 days. Oh, okay. Great to know.
Tell me.
Yeah, I mean, have you heard of my company, Sandler? Are you familiar with it at all? I haven't. Okay. Not a problem. Let me just kind of get right to the point.
This is literally
Many owners and sales leaders that we work with, they're saying that they need new appointment schedule. They're worried about dwindling market share and increased competition. They found that prospecting has become more difficult, or they're not making headway on company goals. I'm going to stop there and ask if any of those topics currently resonate with you. To be honest, my biggest challenge right now is I have too much business.
same thing he told you, Dan.
Handle what I have right now. And I'm trying to figure out how to make my people more profitable or more effective. That is my biggest challenge right now. I've been doing this a long time. I should be able to.
By the way, he writes this note. He's writing the notes. You see the notes. You saw those, right? He says it right there.
And that's my biggest challenge right now. Okay. So your biggest issue isn't so much that you need new business, but your current employees need to be more efficient. We're an IT staffing company, and we got just grundles of clients and jobs that we just cannot find the people. People are harder. The demand for IT is high, and the amount of qualified.
I need one too. Maybe I'm a client, right, guys?
Yeah.
It's just harder to find good qualified people that are willing to switch
Just
jobs.
waiting for him to say he wasn't interested because he hasn't said that yet. He's basically saying the same stuff he told you, Dan.
So are you kind of a lead generation company?
He's interested.
No, Sandler is actually training. We do a lot of training for a lot of sales training, a lot of business training.
Yeah, Rep went too far on this. He should have said, hey, you know what? That's why I was calling. Why don't I see some information? Get off the call.
Email with the promotions for your company, your website and stuff. I'll take a look at it down the road. Things stay in my inbox until I address them. I actually,
I get so much spam. I don't read anything. Brush off, maybe.
It's been there 7-8 months. I just address things. I mean, training is something that's important.
Oh, weird.
That we're trying to do. And sometimes we're not getting too far. I can train, but
Imagine if you would have listened to these calls before I made the call, Dan. What would have happened?
Information about your company, I'd be happy to review it.
I don't know.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Oh, what happened? Women lie, men lie, number one lie. Okay, we can stop it.
Bye.
This is what I'm talking about, and why I get so passionate about this, guys. It doesn't really matter what happened in the first conversation. You have to compound. You have to keep the momentum going, and we'll see what happens downstream. But weird, right? You see what's going on? I don't know if you're seeing this, and I'm really curious. Really curious to hear your thoughts on this stuff. And I know we have like 10 minutes left. Maybe we'll get one more call in today, but this is super important. This is quote unquote cutting edge stuff. It's really not. Everyone tries to train on objections and blah, 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 blah. This guy asked for an email. When he got the email and you followed up, he basically said, yeah, I wasn't really interested, but because Dan, not the SDR, is the one following up, it really actually led to the next level. Again, I'm just curious to hear guys' thoughts on this stuff, because this is the stuff that makes cold calling not work for most organizations, and what I'm pretty sure is going to just skyrocket not only Sandler, but anyone else who wants to take advantage of activated leads. Right? This is what is happening at the front lines. Your SDRs are getting there, like either it's positive or negative. It doesn't really matter. We know they pick up again, they pick up again. Put your professional caller in front of them, especially if they opted in. In this case, that was a positive outcome. Lots of signals. What are your thoughts on that, guys?
So my thoughts are, those that are watching, like, yeah, but how does this all work? A lot of times people think if I buy this really expensive software and it just emails people and I send them a bunch of LinkedIn stuff, but what Rysart just broke down was number one, we need to make calls. Number two, have conversations. Number three, book meetings. Well, using your tool, Ryan, you know who answers the phone, and then you know who's open to at least talking. So why is all this happening? It's if Jake and I can go run sales calls all day long and training all day long and coaching all day long, and everyone we call, we know in our brains they answer and they're not totally against. I mean, this guy was not interested, but the conversation still happened because he's like, yeah, send me some stuff. And so
Wait,
yeah.
hold on. Was he not interested, or was it a brush off? Like he's still in this like, oh god damn it, I'm busy sales guy. Like, was he not interested, or was he not there yet? This is super important to understand, because I didn't hear not interested. I heard what everyone does, which is trying to get a weak salesperson off the line. Weak salesperson in the wrong way off the line, right? Like, it's not about the objection handle, because you did it perfectly. Like, oh wow, okay, hold on. And you kept asking questions. You kept asking questions, and you got into the conversation, and then he shared all of his pains. If you would have listened to the call before, you could have referenced, I know you're not doing that now for the purpose of the live, but you could have referenced the fact that, like, hey, he said training was important. He mentioned that he couldn't find people. You could have gotten deeper into that discussion. You didn't do that. We certainly can. And in fact, what we could now is, because the connect rate is so damn high, right? We've made 5 dials, 3 dials. It takes some time, but we could literally listen to every call before we make a call, because our connect rate is 40%, and be prepared. Like, oh, okay, now I know exactly what he said. Boom. Hey, you just spoke. I just listened to that conversation. I thought I'd give you a call because I had 5 minutes before my next call. And you would know exactly what was said, and you would reference exactly what was said, right? And you could even use their phraseology. Right? When you start to use someone's phraseology, this is the importance of the teleprompters with call follow-ups as well. It switches, like, oh shit, maybe I did talk to this person. Oh, let me get back. Remember, this is interruptive communication. No one asked you to call them. Whether they requested the information or not, no one asked you to call them. You just interrupted their day. And you have to always get past the interruptive communication into establishing that two-way trusted communication channel. And that's what this is all about.
So what Ryan's saying is they're not brushing you off because they don't care. It's that you've broken the pattern and they thought, you know what, maybe we should talk. And this compound call is, there was maybe a brush off, maybe there wasn't a brush off, but this second attempt is you're calling people that answer the phone and will talk to you. James Fox asked a good question. What's the show rate? So the reason we're pretty strong about this survey is if the prospect fills out the survey, like, I have problems with hiring, I have problems with training and development, I have problems with processes, or if it's sales challenges, I have problems with appointment setting, with long sales cycles. What's cool is no matter if we get that survey filled out, James, they're going to show up to the meeting because they want to see what the results are and what does it all mean. And so for us, it's like a gated qualification. Fill out the survey and we'll meet with you. And then that meeting is much more likely to happen because they, one, booked it, two, they did their homework and did the survey. And so my favorite Sandler tool is asking prospects to put skin in the game and complete homework. And if a prospect would complete a survey that takes 5-10 minutes, they're pretty committed on meetings. So the show rate's pretty high if they do the survey, James. And in our world, if they don't do the survey, we ask them to complete it 3 days before, 2 days before, 1 day before, and then a small percent still don't. So we just move the meeting, or we'll hold it without the survey. But I think Ryan's cleaning the office, so let me make the next call.
Well, so let's actually, only 5 minutes left. So we have one more call. But make sure there's a question in there. That's good. We'll get you all on the spinner. I got to jump right at the end here, guys. So I also want to see. So put in your comments, James. Great question. Zach, welcome. For those who want to participate, we'll get you on the spinner. We got 3 more minutes left. We'll do one more conversation. Let's see what happens. And then we'll land the plane here, guys.
Cool. And James Fox, put in the chat what you sell. Homework would just be top priority survey, which is a pain statement survey. A list of challenges.
Hey, this is Dennis.
Yeah.
Dennis, hey, this is Jake Alba.
Yeah,
Does that name sound familiar?
Jake Elba.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you got me stumped. Sorry.
I sent you over an email. Not sure if you saw that.
Well,
Maybe.
it's not ringing a bell.
Okay. No worries. Is it okay if I briefly explain why on earth I've been reaching out to you and you can decide if it's even worth us having a conversation?
Sure.
All right. Just want to make sure I didn't catch you at a bad time. So we work with a lot of very successful businesses and business owners in your industry. And when they reach out to me, they tell me a few things. One of the big things, shockingly, we're hearing is, we're shattering numbers. We're doing better than we ever have. And we're growing like crazy. That's a big one we're hearing. Another frustration that they tell us is, sometimes we feel like maybe we're discounting a little bit too much in order to keep up with competition or stay relevant in our industry or vertical. And because of that, we feel like maybe we're leaving a little bit of money on the table and it's hurting our bottom line. And the last thing that we hear quite often from businesses is, hey, we're feeling a little bit overwhelmed with hiring the right players, so A players, and then also promoting the right players within our industry to keep pace with how fast we're growing. Let me pause there. I guess which one of those is most relevant to your world?
Well, I suppose the finding employees, but not, we're in the hotel business, so, we've got our key spots all covered. It's just the line level people. So anyway.
Yeah, the hospitality business is definitely a fun one. Tell me more about kind of, I guess, what you guys do for hiring or what I guess headaches are there.
Well, we just a lot of word of mouth, and we got a place in Alta. We use a website called Coolwork.
Okay. And do you find that, I guess, when you're hiring new employees, are they sticking around for a while, or is there a lot of churn, or what are you guys experiencing?
This year has been more turnover than usual, but typically it's been fine.
Yeah. And I know the pandemic wreaked a little bit of havoc on the industry as well. But other companies actually did just fine. So were you guys hit by that at all, or did you guys kind of breeze through the pandemic just fine?
Oh no, we killed us.
Yeah. And are things kind of back to normal now for you?
Yep.
Back in full swing. That's good news. So it sounds like, I think, well, especially in hospitality, they're trying to find, those A players to come in and work and stick around and want to be a part of something, right? And be there for the longevity. I guess if you could find people that are wanting to stick around and get those A players established, would that be beneficial to you?
Well, of course, but I think we're seasonal too. So, it's a special person that's going to want it. Usually people just kind of getting done with college or taking a year off of college or something like that. It's a pretty specific thing. And the Schoolworks website does a pretty good job for us.
So seasonal, do you mean you guys are like 6 months out of the year or 9 months out of the year?
Yep.
So mainly just for the ski season, you're saying?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, on that,
I don't personnel wise, we're fine. What we're doing, it's not perfect, but it's fine.
Yeah. No, I don't think anything's actually perfect within any industry, right? So, I don't know if I fit here or not, and maybe I'm just doing a terrible job kind of explaining myself, but on that email I sent over, there was a little top priority survey, and it actually outlines several of the things we've helped businesses within hospitality to kind of fix some of those frustrations or headaches. And it may outline some of the things we may be able to help you with that I just did a bad job explaining today. Would you be opposed to or taking a little risk in filling that out and sending it back to me to see if there's maybe some things we can help with?
See if I can find it.
Yeah, it should be under
I'll
Jake
see. I don't-
Jake
I
Alba.
don't know that. Yeah, okay. I don't know that I'm going to do that. I just we're just kind of a small outfit. You know, we don't.
Yeah, no one's twisting
No.
your arm here. I don't want you to do anything that makes you feel uncomfortable or you don't want to
Yeah.
do. But if there is any interest at all, then that might be a good way just to identify if we can help you.
Well, let me take a look at it. If the spirit moves me, I'll fill it out. Okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. If the spirit does move you, and it sounds like maybe you get swayed in that direction by chance, would you be okay with putting a tentative time on the calendar if you don't, if I don't hear back from you or you don't show up to that meeting? I guess the spirit said otherwise, but at least we'll have something on our radar in case it does make sense.
Let's just take one step at a time here.
Yeah, we don't want to take too many steps. All right. Hey, I appreciate your time, Dennis. Fill out that survey or don't, and maybe we'll hear from you in the future.
All righty. Thank you.
Hey, take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Pretend that call didn't happen, everyone.
Cowbunga, baby.
One thing that you messed up. One thing again on the so you're like, I sent you an email, status, right? Hey, my colleague, you can even say, my team member, do you guys want to promote your status, right? You're a more senior person flying in after that initial conversation. I think it will help. It helps reposition the conversation of like, hey, I'm reaching out specifically because you already spoke with someone on my team. You requested that, but I personally wanted to reach out to you, because I had a few minutes on my calendar and I thought there was some interest here. It'll change the conversation a little bit. But other than that, maybe there's not a fit, maybe there's not. I don't know. Let's spin the wheel and win. I'm really curious to hear your guys' takeaway today. We got 6 dials, 3 conversations, 2 meetings, 3 very deep conversations, right? No quick hangups, none of that stuff, right? We're getting right into the meats, it seems. I don't know. But what are your guys' thoughts? What did you learn today? Final thoughts. What do we got here? Let's get that one on.
Everyone type in the chat what the heck you learned. And James, if you want to connect to me on LinkedIn, easy way to create a homework top priority survey for what you sell. There's probably 10 to 20 pain points that you solve that would create a stronger opportunity. But if you like a little bit of resources on that, send me a message on LinkedIn. But I think big picture, the thought is the Sandler approach and the same approach that Ryan's been using, this idea of opening the call, pattern interrupts, mini upfront contracts to get their permission, and then building context for why you called using a 30-second commercial. But what's really cool is if you are very skilled, but then you've got the right tools like Ryan, you've helped us with, these tools can be a force multiplier. And literally, how many dials have we made, Ryan?
You have the data. I think it was 6 dials, 3 conversations, 2 meetings. Yeah.
I'm not very good at math, Ryan. What percent?
I'm terrible. I'm terrible at math, guys. Terrible at it.
You guys, that's a move. You can tell someone you're not good at math, let them do the math, and then they'll own it more. So awesome work. Jake, your final thoughts, and then Ryan will spin the wheel.
So final thoughts are, this is pretty cool, like technology. I've worked with some really big name tech startups here in Utah, and I'm not going to name any names, but a lot of them aren't utilizing technology that's this advanced. And I've seen really qualified and expert SDRs and AEs getting burned out because they're just making fruitless dials that are just not getting anywhere, and they're just dialing and dialing and dialing. It's more like a call center. So what a cool dynamic to have these verified people that are actually going to respond well to us reaching out. And as you've seen here today, we had like 3 or 4 conversations, 2 appointments set, and we only made like 5 or 6 calls. So this is like game-changing stuff, and we're still kind of breaking the I guess, the barriers here. We don't know what's going to work and what's not going to work, but it's kind of like new territory. And so we're just kind of diving in head first and trying to see how we can utilize this because it's so awesome.
Love it. So let's spin the wheel. And final thought is we believe in having scripts and practicing scripts, but we also believe in learning on the job, where for us, we've learned a lot of these just live cold calling. But I'd say do all of them and have your scripts, role play, practice your scripts, and do the live calls. Take the action. So spin the wheel, Ryan.
Did you make the wheel?
The wheel doesn't exist, so
I got it. We got. Well, we only have really two, so let's. We got two real commenters, I think. Here we go. And can you see my screen? Yes. Man.
Dude,
we got James Fox and Brian.
It's gonna be James. I'll bet you it's James.
Oh!
Mr. Fox. James, shoot me direct message via LinkedIn with your physical address and an email address, and I will get you a Boomstick headset and some copies of the book. Thank you all for tuning in today. If you got value from today's show and you think others can, please share it with your friends. If you didn't, don't show up next time. That's okay too. We all appreciate the support and chat. And again, this is all about education, learning new tips and tricks, and hopefully you're learning something along the way. Until next time, we'll see y'all on next Tuesday. Just keep in mind, if you take action on all of this stuff and you start to get lots of conversation fashion, they don't always end up as good as you think. So we'll leave you with this.
Again, not going to be doing a lot of talking in between. We're just doing a session right now and try to get to four conversations in 15 minutes. Is it possible? Well, it is with phone ready leads.
Cowbung the baby.
Ryan, you wrote a book on outside sales. You just asked the CEO for 15 minutes of his time as the worst sales pitch call they've ever gotten.
Oh, yeah.